by Track.
All right, hello, hey, this is Jason with Track by Track. Today we got DJ Ellis from the band Blast Dad, guitarist and vocalist. Say hello, DJ.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm glad to be here today. It's gonna be fun.
All right, first I want to welcome you to the Galveston County Radio Studio. What do you think of the place?
It's pretty nice, quite homely. Looks like a nice apartment in here. Feels good.
Good, kind of like an interview in your own living room, right?
Yeah.
Cool, we wanted to make it comfortable like that. Let's get into it right about now. I'd like to ask you some questions about your band, how it came to be. Can you give us the names of some of the members in your band?
Yeah, okay. My name's DJ. I play guitar and I sing. Our drummer, his name is Victor Resendez. I've been playing in bands with him for quite a while now. And our bassist, Alfredo de los Santos, we picked him up a little bit after we started the band. And yeah, those are our members. We only got three members. We're a three-piece band.
Can you go over some of the songs? Can you tell us about the recording process, what you've done to come up with the music, and what's some of your inspirations?
As the time that we recorded the EP that you guys are going to be hearing today, I was listening to a lot of local bands from Houston and whatnot. A lot of this band called Giant Battle Monster, Saya, Mannequin Mishap, a bunch of bands that we hang out with. And as far as like bigger named bands, No Means No, it's like a punk band from Canada. At the Drive-In, let's see, I guess like Fall of Troy, maybe. Just a bunch of random bands that kind of like seep into my inspiration and just kind of make this, like, inspire me to make this hybrid music that we make.
I noticed that you use a lot of effects pedals.
Yeah.
Is that a big part of your sound?
I'd like to think so. I think I use them pretty okay. I like the whammy pedal that I use. It's I think that's probably like the biggest in our sound. And phasers, I like phasers a lot too. I use those a lot. Delays, those are pretty standard. I also like spacey effects, so I've got this really weird Zoom 505, I believe it's called. It's got a bunch of random effects on it, and I just mash them all together, and then it makes a spacey kind of sound that I like a lot.
We're going to go ahead and play the first track off your EP. It's Moonface EP.
Yeah.
The first track is Blast Dad.
I wrote this song probably around maybe October of 2012. I was playing in another band called Gnarled Order at the time, and we had a show at this place called Natsuo's in downtown Houston, and I was just messing with my bass beforehand, and I just started writing this weird little kind of riff thing, and I was like, this is pretty cool, I kind of want to use this. So I figured our guitarist had moved to Houston at the time, and so we didn't get to practice a lot, and so writing wasn't really like a big thing for us. So I kind of wanted to start a side project for a really long time, because just like have fun, do something a little bit different. And so I wrote the riff, whatever, and I asked Victor, our drummer, to come like be in a band with us, or be in a band with me. And that's how that started. That song was written. It was our first song. It was pretty neat little deal.
All right, here it is. The track's called Blast Dad.
Before there was Jesus, there was Blast Dad.
Well, it's Jason Roga, making the action, pitching to the pitching.
It's making my penis really hard.
We're here at the studio. Hey, DJ. Great song, by the way.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed the recordings. Looking forward to some more coming out soon. Do you plan to put out any more music?
Yeah, actually right now we're recording an album, and that should be out sometime soon. The only thing we have left to do right now is maybe some backup vocals. I think that's about it, and then mixing and mastering, and then a release party.
Give us maybe a little insight on, is it sounding different than your first EP?
Yeah, it's got a lot more songs as well. Moonface will be making a return. It's going to be on the album, and it's going to sound a hell of a lot different. And we've upped the ante too. The quality is a little bit better, a lot better actually. We actually have our bass player playing bass this time on the EP that you're listening to now. I did bass and guitar and vocals because he wasn't in the band at the time, or he had just joined the band and like hadn't learned the songs yet. But yeah, so that's gonna be really full. We're doing it with Andrew Schmidt of Hyperspeed Megaship Recording. So a little shout out to him.
How old were you when you started playing guitar?
I think I was about 13 years old. Like I'd been fiddling around before that, and just like kind of just messing around with the guitar. I learned Smoke on the Water probably when I was like 7, and never touched it until I turned 13. So, and then I think the first song I ever learned was Iron Maiden's Trooper. That was pretty fun. And yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 17 years old. Just turned 17 in January. And I think I've come a long way. I've done nice things. Certainly improved my skills since then. A lot more technical, I guess, with my guitar playing now. So.
What bands have you been in before?
The first band I ever joined was Gnarled Order. I was 14 years old, and I started playing bass for them. And after a little while, I've played with a bunch of random bands before. I think I played with Darn's Finches on bass before. That was really fun. Darn's Finches is one of my favorite bands. Just recently, I've started playing bass for a band called Guange. And that's only sometimes, like when I'm really needed, and they're pretty fun to play with. As well as another band, Giant Battle Monster. I played 2 shows with them when they needed a bass player. They're one of my favorite bands, so I was really happy to do that. And Blastad, like this, this is my second band, so.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to go into the next song. I believe it's the second track on the Moonface EP. It's the title track, Moonface. Give us a little background on this song.
The song is I wrote it about a video game called The Legend of Zelda and Majora's Mask. It's one of the more popular games that they have out, and it's about a character who kind of becomes corrupted by an evil entity, I suppose. So that's what the lyrics are about, at least. When I wrote this song, it was when it's probably maybe like the third or fourth song that I had written for this band, and it was just kind of jammed it out with the drummer one day, and this was maybe like our third or fourth practice, and we still had the Christmas tree up in my house, so I kind of remember it pretty vividly. It's like pretty dim lighting, so it's like that kind of helped give the mood of the song. So,
all right, let's get into it. This is Moonface. All right, back at you. Just heard the track Moonface by Blastad. DJ, I want to get into some of your history of what kind of got you here. I want to talk about maybe some of your childhood, where you're from, where were you born?
Yeah, so born in Galveston, kind of lived in League City until I was probably about 3 or 4. Don't remember much of that because I was 3 or 4. Moved down here, started going to school, did that whole deal, made friends, did social things, kindergarten things. That was fun. I was able to count to 100 by the time I was in kindergarten. That was cool. Bunch of random stuff, but yeah. I was pretty tame as a child. I'm still pretty tame now. I don't do anything too crazy. As far as like my childhood goes, not really anything special. Nothing really crazy happened. Kind of like nothing really crazy happened until I dropped out of school or whatever, and kind of started doing homeschool and playing guitar and all that. Like that's really the only thing that's like kind of done that. So I guess the relatively normal life that I've had kind of maybe fueled something that's like makes me want to like go nuts everywhere and kind of go crazy at shows or whatever and just have fun, write wild music, be wild. Moderately wild, still nothing too crazy ever. So that's basically my life.
All right. Well, how about we get into some of your equipment? What do you play? What's your guitar preference?
My guitar preference, I usually like, as far as guitars go, I like flat necked guitars. I don't like really rounded out. I like the strings to be nice, I like the action relatively low, I like my pickups to be high. I like a kind of sharper sound with a slight crunch. And the guitar that does it for me right now is I have an Epiphone SG. It's pretty nice. I like it. It's quite sturdy. It's done me good. The guitar I had before that, I've had for 10 years now. Yamaha Pacifica. It's basically just like a kind of Strat knockoff. It's pretty cool. I've had it for a very long time, like I said. That's probably the best guitar I've had so far. The SG is like better in quality probably, but as far as feel goes, that Pacifica feels pretty good. And my amp right now, my amp's pretty busted up. It's missing a bunch of knobs. I only have 3 knobs left on it, probably of 13. It's a Fender Frontman 100, I believe. And I've got a Marshall cab, some Marshall cab, I don't know. But I don't even use my guitar head. I use Alfredo, our bassist, he has a Mesa Mark V, and I use that most of the time for shows. And that's pretty goddamn nice. I do like 2 heads a lot. Tube amps give me a nice kind of like older, crisp sound. And I don't use a distortion on it either because I have pedals for that. I have a Boss Mega Distortion. I don't use it as a Mega Distortion. I use it as like a crunch kind of overdrive pedal, and a Big Muff Fuzz Distortion, and that's probably like one of my favorite pedals ever. But yeah, as far as equipment goes, those are like the things that I use.
Nice. Well, we're going to go into the next track. It's called Grand Machine Circuit. Can you give us a little info about that one?
I think me and Victor, I think that was one of maybe like the 4th song we ever wrote together, and we kind of knocked it out in about an hour, I think. And I think we started writing it, and then we went to the store and came back and finished it. And it's a pretty simple song, and there's no lyrics to it at all. It's just pretty standard, but I think it's one of our like most solid songs. It's got a nice little ring to it, I think. But yeah, nothing too special about that song. It's still pretty nice though.
Right, here's the track, Grand Machine Circuit by Blastad. That was the track Grand Machine Circuit from Blastad. Once again, I'm here with DJ. We're having a good time. DJ, what I want to get into now is what direction are you going to be taking Blastad?
As far as the music goes, with what we're writing, we're taking a more like start-stoppy kind of approach with it right now, and that's gonna be fun music-wise because I love stuff that challenges me. I like playing that. As far as booking goes, I'm now with a little kind of promotion with a few bands called Team Sun Force 5. We're gonna cross promote each other and kind of like help each other out, like promote and flyer, just like kind of like to help promote basically. And I'll be doing that, so do like kind of get into promotion with all of our bands. That'll help us grow and network and all that. And as far as shows go, I want to be playing more up in Houston because it's a lot of fun up there, and like a new audience basically that we haven't really gotten to reach yet, besides like our like handful of friends up there. So Houston is some place that I want to go. Also, just kind of I want to take a tour around Texas too. I want to do that. I think that'd be really fun and help us a lot. And as far as everything else goes, with like my dreams and hopes and stuff, I want to make this. I want this to kind of be my legacy basically, and just kind of have that carry me as far as I can go with it. Just music in general is my dream, to kind of like get that and just feel that and just kind of be with it for a long time.
You just recorded with Nar World Order.
Yeah.
Can you tell us something about that?
We went up to Spring, Texas, and recorded at Origin Sound with Craig, and that was a lot of fun. That was like probably one of the most professional places I've ever been to, and one of like the most like humbling experiences that I've ever like had. We recorded in his studio, and it was really nice. It felt like a log cabin, and he had like the whole like large table with knobs and spaceship stuff, and like I cannot like he had a reel-to-reel recorder that was amazing to see, and that was a really cool experience to be able to go and do that. And we did it live, and that was just really fun.
Have you got any more music coming out soon? When can we expect it?
Well, with Blast Out, we've got the album, like I said earlier. That should be coming out pretty soon. And as far as other projects go, I don't really have any right now. I did kind of want to start up a few random things that have nothing to do with really much of anything, like maybe like a weird jazz thing. I don't know. Just some kind of things like stretch like my skills and everything. It's not really anything super new, but I mean, like nothing too new basically with side projects.
All right, well, I'm going to play another track from the Moonface EP. This one's called An Ordinary Delinquent. What's the real name of the song?
The full name is An Ordinary Delinquent with a Really Hard Body.
And you got to tell us about this track. What's the name about? What's the track about?
It's pretty hard to explain. I think this is our most probably defining track, because it's at the very end of the song. It's got a crazy kind of like noisy, random, amazing part that I feel really proud about. And it wasn't even much of like me writing it. It was just kind of happened, and I'm just really glad that it did. The song itself is about just an angry kid being angry at everybody. But the reason I wrote the song, whatever, or like the inspiration to write the song, is for an anime called Cromartie High School, and they always like it was a show about a bunch of kids like being like mean like thug kids, but the whole joke of the show was like they weren't thug kids, they were just a bunch of random nerd kids. So, and like they never fought or anything, they never did anything tough at all. So that's why I think the song's so funny, because like I'll say all these like mean things or whatever, and it's like tough guy sounding things, but like he never acts on it in the song. And usually I like to like tell a story with it, but the story never end. Like it just doesn't end, and it's kind of, well, it does end, but not in anything that is even relevant towards the song. So that's why I like this song a bunch.
All right, so here it is, an ordinary delinquent with a really hard body from Blastad. All right, we're back. Hey, DJ, thanks for coming out today to do this interview with us here at the Galveston County Radio Studios. We definitely appreciate it. We've had a good time. One last thing, tell us a little bit about Straight Edge lifestyle. What is that about, and what does that mean to you?
Yeah, sure. Straight Edge, I guess, is something where you don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't do drugs, that kind of whole deal. And I wouldn't necessarily call myself straight edge because I fit under the label, but I've been doing it since before I knew exactly what it was. So, but yeah, it's a life choice where I don't drink, don't smoke, don't do drugs, because I've seen it like happen like around me forever and just don't like it. So it's not something I would want to do. So, yeah, that's basically about like what straight edge is. But it's pretty neat being in a band, plays around bars and all that, and just like being surrounded by people who do it. And I get it, people asking me now and then like, how do I do it? And I can't really explain it. Never really done it before, so like never really done anything too crazy before. So So I don't know how I do it. I just don't, I guess. Basically. So that's basically about it with that.
All right, well, let's wrap it up. Once again, thanks, DJ. We look forward to talking to you at a later time. Please come back.
Of course.
And good luck on all your future endeavors. This has been Jason with Galveston County Radio on Track by Track. Thank you, DJ.
No problem, man.
And thanks for showing us that music. Hey, take care. Good night.
Thank you for having me. Good night.